Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today on day 12 of our 3M fast. Today, our devotional will focus on the fruit of goodness as recorded in Galatians chapter 5, verse 22 through 23. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law. It appears on the outset that the ingredient goodness is very much similar to the fruit of kindness. Goodness and kindness are complementary aspects of the fruit of the Spirit. Without kindness, goodness becomes harsh and self-righteous. Without goodness, kindness becomes indulgent tolerance. Though they are complementary, they are extremely different. Goodness is more about moral behavior, excellence of character, and action. Kindness, on the other hand, is about active helpfulness and attitude. Goodness relates directly to morality. Goodness is virtue and holiness in action. It results in a life characterized by deeds motivated by righteousness and a desire to be a blessing. Goodness is a moral characteristic of a spirit-filled person. The word goodness, translated in the Greek, is Agathosune, which is defined as uprightness of heart and life. It's goodness for the benefit of others, not goodness simply for the sake of being virtuous. It's important to also note that the Greek word does not spare sharpness and rebuke to cause good to others. A common definition of goodness adds the aspect of rebuke and discipline to it. Confronting someone about sin demonstrates also goodness, but so does giving to the poor, visiting the sick, clothing the naked, and feeding the hungry. Expressions of goodness are as varied as the Spirit is creative. So someone with Agathosune will selflessly act on behalf of others. Goodness is doing what is right, even when it isn't easy to do. We all know the difference between doing the right thing and the wrong thing. So putting goodness into action is choosing to do the right thing no matter what, even when no one is looking and watching you do the right thing, even when the right thing takes longer to do, even when the right thing isn't the fun thing to do, even when the right thing isn't easy and takes a lot of bravery and strength. We choose to do the right thing in all of these areas. That's what's called goodness. Goodness is a choice and an action. Goodness is not clinging to your rights, but doing what is right. To show goodness, you have to decide to be good and do the right thing on purpose. Goodness can often be seen in our actions, but our heart also has to be pure. The goodness of Christ has to be demonstrated in our lives every day. Psalms 23, verse 6, you know what it says. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. God called us to be filled with goodness from the inside out, being holy in what we do and say, because believers should have a heart that seeks goodness. We are not to just do works, because doing good works without a good heart is an exercise of futility. The goodness described as a fruit of the Spirit is not merely moral behavior, but an excellence of character. This goodness is only possible through God's grace and God's mercy. Now let me ask you, is the good you do based on God's standards or society standards and or standards you've created? Let me ask you this one. Would God call what you are currently involved in good? What evidence from the Bible supports your answer? Well, stay tuned till tomorrow.